Respected audience, this is Naushab A. Khan, attorney at law, adjunct faculty law. Received pronunciation is the topic of our session. As a matter of fact, received pronunciation is known as standard accent of English language. In this session, we will learn the words, phrases, and terms used in our legal parlance, and we will make sure that the pronunciation of all the legal terms used must be acquired in a standard accent, which is known as received pronunciation. The legal system, which is functional in Pakistan, that is based on common law. Common law is a body of laws based on judicial precedents rendered by the courts. Common law is grounded on all previous legal rulings made by the learned judges. Constitutional obligation qua understanding of precedents. Following articles of the Constitution of Pakistan emphasize the need that judges of district judiciary and law officers should be capable of understanding the legal terminology in order to give reverence to the precedents in their true letter and spirit. Understanding of legal terminology used in the citations of superior courts will enable the worthy judges to assimilate the interpretation of the relevant provisions of law and apply them to the list accordingly. The relevant articles of the Constitution are reproduced here in below. Article 189, any decision of the Supreme Court shall, to the extent that it decides a question of law or is based upon or enunciate a principle of law, be binding on all other courts in Pakistan. Article 201 of the Constitution, subject to Article 189, any decision of the High Court shall, to the extent that it decides a question of law or is based upon or enunciates a principle of law, be binding on all courts subordinate to it. Now, the question is that in this common law background, the knowledge of precedents and the true and correct interpretation of the precedents can only be made possible if we are well versed with the legal terms used in those precedents. The convenient source available in this era is our mobile phone. For each and every new word, or for a word of which we are not conversant with the pronunciation, we can always bank upon the mobile phone and the Google default dictionary. Let's say we are reading a judgment and we have come across a word just mentioned here, that is indict. I have opted for a word we all are familiar with the pronunciation and meaning. My purpose here is to explain that beside or beneath this very word in the dictionary, there comes pronunciation. This section, underneath the word indict, given in between these two backslashes, is the transcription, is the pronunciation of the word indict. In this transcription, there are symbols used. For instance, in the first part of the word in, we call it syllable. the symbol used in fit is used, and then comes the second syllable, the word diet. After the sound, there comes I, in diet, and this occurs in words like dive, cry, and mind. Now, let's see that in order to understand the terms used in the precedents, we need to make ourselves well versed with the pronunciation of those words. How this guide, which is the content material of our session today, can help us to pronounce these terms in an accurate manner, and that manner is known as received pronunciation. Let's have a look at page 1, slide 1, Introduction, International Phonetic Alphabets. Phonetic means using special symbols to represent each different speech sounds of ordinary alphabet. There are 26 ordinary alphabets, letters, which consist of 5 vowels and 21 consonants. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and consonants are B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, and so on. Interestingly, there are 26 letters in English language. We have segregated these 26 letters into 2 parts, vowels and consonants. For 5 vowels or 5 vowel letters, we have 24 symbols. And for remaining 21 consonant letters, we have 25 symbols to represent them. This is how there are 26 letters, but 49 symbols altogether. Interestingly, if I quote an example, this is not phenomenal with English language. Even other languages like Arabic, for instance, the letter number 1, ALIF, has 4 phonetic sounds. These are A, E, U, and O. Likewise, in English language, for 5 vowel sounds, there are 24 symbols. And as I have explained earlier, that every entry of the dictionary in the word in diet, I've said that it is subdivided into smaller parts. We call them syllables. Syllables. And in the word in diet, there are 2 syllables. And in a word book, there is 1. In a word reading, there are 2 syllables. So basically, in the transcription, the in diet example is there. We got to know that there are 2 syllables. So recapping our today's session, first of all, in order to understand the precedents, we need to know the exact pronunciation and the meanings of the legal terminology used. On the other hand, for the sake of pronouncing those legal terms, we need to know that what are the symbols used in the transcription. In our next session, we will learn the sounds of those symbols with the help of keywords. And we will segregate that learning into 2 parts. One will be to learn based on vowel sounds, and second, the consonant sounds. With these words, all the best. Looking forward to see you in the next session. Thank you.